rebounding was a bit of an issue in the
Yeah.
last game without John, and you're facing another good rebounding.
Yeah. 358 teams in Ken Palm Analytics, and TCU's number one offensive rebounding team in conference, number one defensive rebounding team. A lot of size, strength, athleticism. They got top 5 offensive rebounder in the country, and big fella Eddie, and that's LJ's former high school teammate. But at the end of the day, we've been one of the better rebounding teams in the country, and with John being out now, and he was 31st best defensive rebounder in the nation. Everybody's got to pick it up and got to do a better job.
Is that something where you almost have to change guys' mindsets, where it's like, hey, if this rebound that John would have gotten, now you have to be maybe a little more aggressive on something?
Well, I think the best thing is experiencing it for yourself, and obviously, after the Tech game, everybody realized we need to do a better job, everybody collectively, because at the end of the day, you can't. Part of our success is offensive rebounding and keeping people off the glass.
Scott, was that the biggest takeaway from the Tech game? Were there other things that you picked up on?
Well, I think we're going through a transition period a little bit. You have LJ starting to hopefully get back some. And just seeing what he can do, how much he can do. Can this grow from now? Obviously, who's going to fill John's minutes? And with the new lineups we put out there, what are the best things we can do to put those guys in positions to be successful? So I think it's very, very similar to you have a different running back or a different quarterback. Anytime you have a key player out, you have to adjust a little bit what you do. And if Jeremy plays the 5, he provides a lot of different opportunities, skill set wise, because he's basically a big guard out there. And what can we do to put him in better position to be successful? And then Zach is a different player than John as well. What things can we do to help with him be successful? So we'll work on all those things, and hopefully sooner than later come up with some answers.
Coach, in the same way that LJ was kind of game to game in terms of him being able to play, is that the same thing with minutes restrictions, or is there a longer sort of game plan in terms of
honestly, it's after you finish a game, analyzing how he feels that day, the next day. Can you do more? Do you have to do less? Is he not able to go? So I'll find out in 10 minutes if he can practice. So, that's how I think it'll be from here, maybe the rest of the year.
Y'all went small there at the end, pressed a little bit, and had a little success at the end of the game. Is that something that you think y'all might do a little bit more as the season goes on with John out?
Well, I think definitely when you're down, you got to have a comeback, and if it works in the comeback, you can utilize it more during the course of the game as well. So I think that's all part of feeling out and figuring out what and who we have and what puts them in the best positions to be successful.
That's after the game, you had said it almost feels like you have a new team now. It's
Yeah.
gone out, all the injuries coming back. How long do you think it'll really take to be able to kind of figure out this new team?
Well, the good thing is, since the last time we played, right, J-Mo, the last time we played TCU was the last time we had a full team. So our guys are used to having different people step in and play different positions. So hopefully that just helps, because we've had a lot of change in the last couple weeks. At the same time, it'd been nice since the beginning of the year. We'd have been working without John to be better off. So it's going to take a little time. And when I say time, it takes practice time. And you look at it, you play Wednesday, you get back at 2:30 in the morning. It's not like you're having a ton of practice time yesterday. And then today you play tomorrow at 11 a.m. So really you got to get to a point where you have a couple days where you can spend time in practice to figure out what works, what doesn't work. So probably next week we'll have a much better feel for that.
You talked about, repping those things in practice. A thing that we talked about, I think, a couple days ago was flow, not getting in foul trouble. Then you kind of got into a little bit of foul trouble. Can you rep situations like that to teach in practice, or does he just have to learn in games how to adjust to that?
Well, I think our whole team has to adjust to the officials for whatever game and how it's being called and played. I think it's factual statistically. There are a lot more fouls called recently than there were in the beginning of conference, and I think I don't know if that's a trend across other conferences, but knowing that more fouls are being called, we got to do a better job not fouling, showing our hands, and doing our work early.
Scott, you said, I think in the post game, you said something about the zone being your changeup, not your fastball. Is that one that could maybe help you stay out of foul trouble, or how do you see the zone?
Yeah, it definitely can help you stay out of foul trouble, change the rhythm up, and with this lineup or certain lineups, it might be our best defense. So again, I think you guys will see what we see because we're figuring all out at the same time. It's not like, again, we got 2 or 3 good practice days where you could get better and fatigue them and not worry about being fresh for the next game. So I think all those options are possibilities, and we'll just see which lineups and who adapts and does best with what. And again, we've been doing this since the last TCU game with Justin on the fly, so we'll keep doing that.
Do you look big picture at all? That was asked to Matt in terms of the conference race, in terms of NCAA, or do you just go game by game?
Well, I think you always have to have a big picture, and that keeps you focused and on course where you're going, and things that come into play with that. At the same time, if you're looking too far ahead, then you're not taking care of what you need to do. So as a coach, we'd always rather have our players more focused on each and every day, and we're the same way, but you have to be aware of what lies ahead, so you're best preparing your team for that too. So I think coaches bowl, players just win the day.
Have y'all just kind of gotten used to adjusting on the fly? What's it like?
Yeah, I mean, I think we trust all of our guys, and we just try to, everybody tries to step up when they get on the court, so they're all going to play hard, and that's just what we got to do.
Obviously, LJ played limited minutes last time. How did it feel, though, just to have him back?
Yeah, it's great to have him back. He hit those 2 corner threes, so, I mean, that's going to be big for us when we have him back playing full-time.
Matt, in terms of a big conversation topic after the game was, rebounding and how Texas Tech kind of took advantage of you guys in that area. Without John, is that something where maybe a rebound comes off and you're like, oh, maybe I didn't have to be overly aggressive to get that? You kind of have to change your mindset a little bit in that area because he isn't there as kind of that safety blanket.
Yeah, having John out is definitely going to hurt us, but I think me, Jeremy, and Kendall specifically have to step it up. Flo's always been good on the glass, but I think we got to rely on our wings a lot more. So, we're just going to have to step it up.
Matt, are y'all looking, obviously y'all look game to game, but there's 5 games left. You're still in the Big 12 race. Do you look at the big picture at all?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely still want to win the Big 12. There's still a chance for us. We're obviously hoping Kansas lose, and we hope that we win out. But, we still definitely have faith that we can win a national championship. It's going to be more difficult now with John out, but we definitely have belief in ourselves, and we definitely still think about that.
When you think back to the last matchup with TCU, what do you remember from that game, and what stands out to you about that group?
They're an elite offensive rebounding team. Eddie Lampkin, he's like top 5 in the nation in offensive rebound percentage. And then they have Mike Miles, Damian Bowell. They got a lot of good players, but we just got to shut them down on the perimeter and then make sure we rebound, which it's going to be a little difficult without John. But like I said, we got to step it up.
Is that more of a collective effort than just one guy replacing him?
Yeah, it's not going to be anybody specific. We need help from all our guards and the wings. But yeah, we're just going to have to focus on that a lot more.